Hello to the webinar on Friday. Not my beerathon, so it's just a cup of tea today. Let's see if I'm not live. Let's see where it goes. Let me turn on my monitoring here. Should be out there in a few seconds. Today I'm going to be talking about, here we go. We're live on this here, and then we just gonna click on LinkedIn. Hope I am. Hope it went through. There we go. I'm on. Let's see if I'm live. Mic test, I got that, so I can see myself. We're all good to go. So today I want to talk about the LinkedIn profile makeover. What is it? Well, I posted about it a couple of weeks ago. Let me see if I can quickly find that. But basically, what it is refocusing your aim. Who is it for? Anybody who wants to attract attention on LinkedIn. If you're not trying to attract attention, if you're just looking to stay with friends, you don't have a banner, you don't have a profile picture, probably a bot, you should go to Facebook. But no, it's perfectly fine to be on LinkedIn. However, don't you can't be expecting any huge results. There we go. We can't be expecting any huge results if you don't focus, if you don't tell your message. I mean, what do you got to say to your world? What do you want? What is it that you're expecting? What is it that you're offering? And the worst of all, or most important of all, is, are you really sending that message? Because a lot of times we get tied down and we can't, and confused and sort of too emotionally involved into our thing. And so we understand the industry, we understand our offer, we understand the positives, but does the target audience understand it? Do your clients understand it? Your potential clients, do they understand what you're doing? Your clients obviously should be understanding what you're doing, but does the potential clients, the clients you're trying to attract, are they understanding your message? And do you look like you are doing what you're doing to them? Do you know what you're doing? Your friends know what you're doing, but the question is, do the people that don't know you know what they're doing? And that's where that LinkedIn profile makeover comes in. I mean, the funniest is just I did that a couple of weeks ago. We did a webinar on just redoing Paul Kreider's LinkedIn profile. We think I did a good job. He changed it afterwards a little bit because everybody's custom and stuff. But the best at the end of the webinar, I said, here's let's look at some big um, content creator on LinkedIn. So we looked at Luke Matthews, and the banner was white. I was like, yep, that's it. Perfect example is that's the ideal. That's the ideal banner to attract clients. Why? Because he's got 180,000 followers. He spent on LinkedIn 5 years and 8 hours a day. So at that point, yeah, you could do whatever you want. But if you're just starting out, then you may want to message it the right way. And if you're planning on spending 8 hours on LinkedIn a day, then the makeover probably there's no need for it because you'll be so present, involved that you will not need it because everybody will know because you're talking to so many people. After 8 hours on LinkedIn, and after a couple of years, people will know you. Even after a couple of months, a lot of people will know you and know what you're about. So, you know, that at that point, why? And then the other day also I saw a post about the ideal banner for LinkedIn. I'm like, the ideal banner. What is the ideal banner for LinkedIn? The secret is there is none. There is no right way to do it. It's very personal. You gotta focus on what you have to offer, and then look at the limitations that LinkedIn has, and on the design size, and then you fit into that your few of your most important messages. Whether it's I sell videos, whether it says I sell earrings, I do health and safety, I do OSHA, I'm a contractor for ABC, I'm a lawyer, everything will be different. And the only thing is you need to have a message there, and you need to have some words and text. I mean, that's the basic thing, because the OCR that today is, I mean, if you ever notice, is you upload a picture to any of the AI models, and they're able to read it. So, hey, put the words in there. LinkedIn profiles with, because what happens is it's sort of like SEO. I'm not gonna really say, well, you're gonna be showing up first in the ranks, but it helps LinkedIn understand what your profile is about, and are you aligned with that, and then you maybe get a better, get a little bit of a better improvement score in the search results when people search for somebody with your skill set. So, you know, the LinkedIn profile makeover is strictly for people who like to attract attention and just do something extra. It's not, and I did the carousel on that. I mean, I can go through that, or I can just read some of the high points that I said there, but then talk about them. Uh, Let me see. I'm on number 14 right here. So, uh, yeah, the number one that I did on a post, I could use this as a. I might as well. No, I need to get to the studio here, and here we go. And then we'll do share. Um, where is this now? Oh no, I gotta go to window. That's what it is. Let's share this window and hit F11, and there we go. Did that change it? There we go, finally. Sorry about that. So, the Mythbuster in this was no, it won't do your job, but it will stop you from snoozing on your profile, which means, basically, you want to have everything there that you're offering, because it's sort of like your uh, CV online, your digital presentation, a banner, a poster. That's why you use the example of the banner as your poster. So what would you put on a poster about yourself? So that's where the banner comes in, and the design and stuff. And let's go to the next one. It's like waving a bright flag that says, "I'm here. Please don't scroll past." That's spot on. Which I said, listen, this is where you need to stop, and that's where it comes in with the colors on the banner. People that have a very monotonous banner or very chaotic banner, people will not stop by that much. I mean, they'll just be like, yes, but if you don't, it's kind of like when you're scrolling through videos on YouTube, you only have like 3 or 4 words to attract attention to make them stop and look further. So it's the same thing on your banner. I mean, if your people are scrolling, looking, they'll click and be like, blah, 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 all sorts of wrongly laid out spaces. The big message is not there, centralized sort of, and everything else has to be around it. And you just want to stop the scroll. That's the only reason for the battery. Stop the scroll, inform people. This is what I do, and tell LinkedIn what you do. That's why you need the words on there. Having a picture of you typing on a computer, it's not going to tell much to anybody unless you are a computer typer, typist. That's the right word. Crystal clear offer. That's the biggest one that sometimes people have issues with. And again, this is why you need to hire somebody like me, because that's a big problem that I have too. Is people like, well, what do you exactly do with your with your business? And I'm like, it's my business. I know what I do, and it's just like, but expressing it, it's always harder for me to do for myself than it is for somebody else. And it's, think of it as a lemonade and not lemon flavored aquatic beverage. You just want to say exactly, you want to get to the point, and you want to have a good offer, but you also need to express what's good about the offer. Not a sales guru. It won't sell for you. Just like hanging a pizza picture in your kitchen doesn't bake one. Great example. Well, what happens is the most perfect profile will not the ideal. Like they said, oh, this is the thing for the banner, the postals. It's like there's no ideal, and just imagine if everybody had the same ideal banner. How would you be different? I just came up with a new word. I don't know if maybe somebody else did that before me, but I said, yeah, authenticity. Yeah, you have an automatic AI doing something for you and stuff, and yeah, you're gonna be authentic. Authenticity is the new word. And yeah, you really want to be authentic. I don't know. I mean, so come up with something original, be creative, but don't expect it to do the work for you. Just because you did something nice and you have a good message, you still got to go out and do the work. You still got to bake the pizza, otherwise you don't get one. Message magic. A clear message is your best friend, not like the ghost emoji message from your crush. So, again, you want to say, for me, it's kind of like you need to have at least one or two different messages on there, but depending on how many products you offer. If you offer just one thing, make sure it's big, it stands out, it's highlighted, and there's different ways of saying things. And I just did that with my son, where I took his banner and I just chopped off a few words, and I sort of split up into different. Different, like, for the, because there's a new feature for the carousels, but I also cut short the sentences, the phrasing. I mean, it's like, oh, 19 on LinkedIn, but so I took off a few words and stuff, because again, the less words you can use, this is the same thing for SEO and stuff. The less words you can use to express the same idea is the better off you'll be. And also, at one point, is it becomes a much more powerful message. I mean, just look at marketing, the favorite message of all time for me, anyway. It's "Just Do It" by Nike. I mean, just do it. 3 words. Everybody remembers it. Everybody around the world knows it. So you need to use something like this and come up with something like this to get your message across in a strong, powerful voice. And are you really that well trained and that well detached from what you're doing? And can you put yourself in the position of the people that visit your profile, that you see, well, this is how they perceive it, because nobody cares how you perceive it. Just, you know they need to understand it, so you're doing it for them, not for you. So sort of gets tricky, but yeah, outreach made simple with a sharp profile saying hello feels less awkward, feels less like awkward small talk. That's where we are. I mean, I know this. And so, but anyway, so yeah, it's again, when you reach out to somebody, you talk to them, you make them your offer. What they're gonna do? They're gonna, well, first of all, they will probably Google you. Next thing is they will look at your profile. If you're just working with a LinkedIn, they'll look at your profile. And what does your profile say to them? Well, you know, it's something you got to be testing and doing and improving. And let's go to the next one. Oh, shoot. There we go. 7, standout 101. It screams, look at me, but in a classy way, not in I have a unicorn hat way. You know, be professional. Stand out, but be professional, because you know that's what it is. It's you're trying to attract professional crowd. Sometimes it's good to be silly, stand out, stupid, sort of, but usually you have to have a good mix. That's what it comes down to. And especially on a banner and a profile picture, you want to portray happiness, sort of, or welcoming approachability. Like, yeah, I could talk to that guy. It's kind of like, some people just look at their profile. You look at the professional, like, that's the one thing about professional pictures profiles, is like, I don't like mine either, but at least I'm sort of smiling and just having fun. But I mean, who does like their driver's license picture, for example? Nobody ever, I think. No, but the percentage would be probably pretty small. However, yeah, you want to kind of look approachable. You gotta get those. What was that from Shrek? Was those cat eyes? So, no, but you do want to. You don't want to beg, but you don't. It's very touchy. And so, like, a lot of these people get the professional headshots, and their faces on there, like, I mean, You know, yeah, you're a professional, but you also need to look a little alive, not like a zombie that's about to eat you alive. But so you got to work on that. You got to do some background pictures, and if you're not very skillful with Canva, I mean, that's the funniest thing about Canva is when two people do the same thing, it's never the same thing. And I've done a bunch of these things and here live on the YouTube channel, Wilmer Productions. You can watch them if you want to find that in LinkedIn in history. I did that, and then there's a video that I made about a makeover. And people, everybody uses Canva. Canva is a great tool, but can you really personalize it and make it different? So that's what it comes down to, is having a little bit of experience. But when two people do the same thing, it's never the same thing. That's one of my favorite quotes. The effort needed. Still got to roll up those sleeves, not a sit back popcorn kind of deal. Well, yes. Once the profile is made over, you do need to sort of get back into it and work with it. And it's never done. It's never done. The banner is one thing, the profile picture is another thing. You could change the banner every couple of weeks. You could change it every week. I've done just a couple of changes every couple of months. I'm about to do another one. I just changed them for my son. Now LinkedIn came out with the carousels where you can have the slideshow in your banner, but I think it's only for the. We just tested it. I did like 5 different banners last night for my son, and it only allowed him to upload one because I guess that's a paid feature. I saw that now today in the gold. So yeah, but at least he's got 5 different banners now. He can change it every week. And if he pays for the if he pays for the what do you call it, the premium, then he can use the slideshow. But he could even do an upload a video, which is something that we can explore. But I mean, again, I don't feel very strongly about the premium profiles, the payment plans, because I don't think that there is. Uh, I don't feel for me there is that much benefit from it. I mean, because I just tested it now. I have my premium for free for 1 month just to test it, and I am not so happy with it. I mean, I'm not getting the results I thought I was going to be. I thought I would be getting. So you show up in the searches. That's an iffy one, but otherwise you get access to projects that you can sign up for and write proposals. And I have a bunch of screenshots, but I just don't want to. I just don't want to. I don't want to go through all of them, but stuff. It was like really like, oh yeah, we're offering this, and it's like, I need a logo next week, one time or something ongoing, and then you're supposed to write a proposal for that. How do you write a proposal for a non-specific project? That's one thing. Again, unless you got you know, just a ready-made solution, one for all, sort of AI type thing is, yeah, fine. That would really work. But otherwise, let's see. Yes, I don't think so. So that's just a funny little thing here. Anyway, let me get back to that message from somebody. They got some kind of a magic solution for me, but invisible no more. Your past profile, and this is exactly what it comes down to. And this one talk about colors is. Oh, sorry, I did not switch because I was here, and so let me put that back. Invisible no more. Your past profile was like a ninja. Now you're a spotlight performer in the corporate circus. And that's what it comes down to again. That's here, that's what it is. It's sort of the same, but you need to freshen it up, streamlining, and that's just the image, but that's just talking about the image shows what I'm talking about is chaotic, dark, and then when you put a little color into it, not too much. I mean, the picture on the right there is not ideally perfect because it's got, for my liking, it would have too much as a banner or anything. It would be just too circusy, as I call it. But no, it's this picture on the right presents. Here, I actually have. Yeah, it's funny because I could see the hand. They had the pointer, and it's just on my screen. It's a little different, but I guess that's the video part. So let's see if you can see the. Hmm, I see it, but you don't, I guess. Let me leave this here for a while. Let's see if I see it on the monitor. No, yes, you do. I do have a pointer on there. Cool. So yeah, this picture here presents an entire profile, and as I've just been talking about, sort of like attract attention and stuff. And it's the same thing. Next is the headline, the text that I have on my profile, and that's what I'm focusing on. That's what my main product is. I'm gonna go. How many more slides do I have there? I think it's just like the last one. So no, the real secret. Spoiler: there's no secret. Just common sense in a snazzy suit, and that's what it comes down to. Again, talking to common sense, common sense approach to anything in life. And again, I will say my favorite sentence: you can't see the forest for the trees; they get in the way because when you're in the middle of something, you don't see into the distance. So you gotta remove yourself, fly up above, and then you can see you don't see the trees anymore, but you do see the forest. So that's what that is. Swipe right for more. Yes, LinkedIn scrolling is the new Tinder. Swiping, go get them, Tiger. And yeah, sort of people, networking, and it's kind of like I just wrote a post about it too yesterday about getting to know people. Are you ready to get your act together and watch the magic happen? So that's it. That was my post. That's what I'm talking about. This is what you need to do. This is what you can expect from it. And let me go to my profile and I'll show you the. Well, actually, I will just share this here. Did I stop sharing? No, no. Yes, I did. Let me share the window here. Share. Again, here. This is the headline. LinkedIn profile makeovers. Let's talk. Raleigh, North Carolina, NC Web Dev. Yep. Yep, it's there. And so, yeah, this is, again, where you want to be specific. For example, I am not a fan of having I offer. Well, it's obviously you offer. It's kind of like, to me, it's redundant. And because you want to have this as clear as possible and have it as short as possible, it's sort of a YouTube Shorts training with a couple of years of creating YouTube Shorts with my son and attracting attention. You want to use 3 or 4 words to say, I mean, LinkedIn profile makeovers go to my neighbor? No, I don't think so. Everybody who reads it will understand what I'm doing right now, what I'm offering currently. May offer something else in a month, but hey, this is what I'm offering now. So, and every time you comment, you have this here. But people here have like a whole story. It's fine. I saw like a whole thing, and you could experiment with it, see what works for you. But the number one offer should be stated in the first, let's say, 5 words. I use my crown, I use my this, but yeah, LinkedIn profile makeovers. That's what I'm focusing on right now. Because as I go through scrolling, and I don't want to be shaming or talking about anybody else's profiles, but yeah, I mean, I will show because I don't have that, but I do want to show the banners that I've done. But anyway, so let's just finish this. Here is the order LinkedIn profile makeover link that goes directly to. Let me see if it goes directly. It does take you the share screening, and it takes you to this, and that's where you can. That's the landing page. Tap here, $3.99. You can schedule a time. It's a paid link. Talks a little bit about this. I mean, but people know about it, so I'm going to share this link in the comments, also in this event, in this webinar. But yeah, this I like to keep short. I mean, people like to keep it long, but the fact is you're gonna see uh, a lot of when you look at the comments. Let me see to show you what I mean. I'm not sure it didn't change. Yes. Oh, okay. Section. Yeah, let me go back to that. So. About 20 seconds, you'll see this. Anyway, that's the LinkedIn page. I said this is where the prices and everything else. And so, just order, schedule, 2 weeks ahead. I get March, April. I only do short time ahead. I mean, people, anything that goes beyond 2 weeks, I think it's long forgotten, and I think I have like a 1% success on scheduling meetings more than 2 weeks ahead because people will sign up like a month ahead. Just had one recently that did work, and otherwise about 10 others didn't. So if somebody schedules a meeting with you for a month ahead, most likely you're not going to meet them. But anyway, let me go back to this thing here. Uh, Close this landing page, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in the notifications and comments. Yeah, let's see this one. So when somebody sees my comment, it sees LinkedIn profile makeovers, let's talk. This one, for example, is very long and it goes 3 dots. I mean, number one app for experiences, trust, impact. And that's what about right here, because most people will stop reading that because it's kind of like, unless you know the person, unless you know what you want and stuff. But this is about the distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words. You have to attract attention to get your message out. Now, if it's not a deal breaker, it's not going to crush your uh, all your LinkedIn efforts, destroy them. But hey, it's you're just looking for the small little advantages. Looking for a solution that will be your savior. So I'm going to stop sharing this and I will show you some of the designs that I've done. Now, let's see. Oh, here we go. So this is how I've redone the new banner. And I'm just wondering whether, if I share this and I go, I think it will show the carousel. So anyway, I redone this. And for example, on the old banner, it said, figure out LinkedIn, but it ain't easy. So I got rid of those 2 words. That's what I'm talking. And I can tell you it's not easy. Something like that I had on there. I'll have to check, but it doesn't matter. But it is intriguing. Again, you could cut this short into its by one space if you need to, but this is short enough, but I don't have it on screen. That's what the problem is. So let me share that. Um, where is it? Oh, window. There we go. So yeah, figuring out LinkedIn at 19 dots ain't easy, but it is intriguing. More coming. Follow my journey, and here's the little things: YouTube shorts, video editing, filming, post production. That's my son's main focus. Now, if I go into the next one, it should. This was I sort of prepared it, and I learned. I was like, oh, shoot, he can't use all 4 of them at the same time. But there are different elements that we use. Oh, I skipped out and followed my journey because I was playing with it for a while. But yeah, I just wanted to do that. And no, I did that for a reason. I'm just thinking why I did that. I was like, you don't want to use too many colors, and you don't want to use too many fonts. I mean, I just did that button background, but this whole profile is made in 3 different colors. The banner profile banner is made in 3 different colors. I love my ear fan view. So yeah, that's the Let's Launch Your Video Campaigns. It's sort of a call to action. And this was made for the carousel, the 4 things. And so, again, screen time extension slide just supposed to be like a joke because I think that's what the banners are. I mean, the slide banners is just to increase screen time. I don't think it's for anything else really, but hey, it's my opinion. And then watch my live stream every Sunday. So he can use that. And then now he's got 4 banners. And if he wants to change it every other day, that's fine. Just keep flipping it back and forth because it's supposed to be fun. The only thing I would change on these also is just do a different face. But I did not have that available to me, or I didn't have the time to really focus it in because it's, you always got to play with it. It's kind of like you're always fine tuning, twitching, switching, doing things. So we'll see. But yeah, that's how I work on profiles. I've done a bunch of them, and I stopped sharing. Back to myself here. And what else did I want to do? Yeah, create a slideshow. I don't have that. And so close this, Go back here, and here we are. Comment on your post. I love these comments. No, I'm in my live show. I deleted that, and I don't want to watch myself on my screen as well. So yeah, so this is the next one, and let me see. The next thing is about. The first time I started on LinkedIn a couple of years ago, people said this is where you want to put your story. This is where you want to have. This is where you want to have you know, sort of the info about you, about this. Well, since then I've learned that it's much better to make it into a an offer. Contact me at info@mco to discuss specific needs and personalized quote. And yeah, it's the about. You just again, you're about your sales pitch and intro what I do, services I offer, contact me here. That's it, end of story. So yeah, funny story about this. Uh, this small little letters here, whatever. You can't really read it on a mobile device, and that's another thing that we're talking about. Is you can't really read it on a mobile device, but doesn't matter because it's very tiny. So and there's a whole also a discussion about the LinkedIn profile banners, whether you should focus in on this or that, because like 60% of people watch your profile from maybe 70%. I'm not sure. They watch it from mobile devices. So basically, this if it's small and it's this kind of a thing, it's not really visible. And it's funny because I was contacted by somebody who said, your profile is not ideal. I can give you massive growth by changing your profile. I'm like, how do you know? Like we had a one-on-one. That was the most one of the most awkward and weird and by me misunderstood and obviously by the other guy too because he walked out really angry and it was like, oh, then I have nothing to offer you. I was like, I know. I was just hoping that we could meet up one-on-one and just see what, but he came to sell. He came to sell me his massive growth idea and how why I don't get what you do. I'm like, well, I don't get it either. So I'm like, I do, but I do websites and now I'm doing the social media, and you obviously do get it. So don't tell me you don't get it. And it's like, why do you have this in small? Because that confuses me. I'm like, well, you couldn't even read it, so it doesn't confuse you. So then he was criticizing this because everybody will just try to criticize your profile of why this and that, try to sell you on their massive growth stuff. I don't do that. I'll just help you tweak it according to what you like, and I'll tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing, and you know the rest is up to you. But at the end of the day, this guy now, which I send him an email and I says, listen, like this is this that and whatever, and he's like, I like it this way, and I know I understand. He says, why do you have the small letters? I says, because of SEO and because of even if people can't read it, the algorithm will be able to read it, and he knows what services I offer. And so, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, there's still massive growth, massive growth. I'm like, okay, bye. We have nothing to talk about. So we ended. I looked at his profile, his ideal massive growth setup profile, and yeah, he had the small letters on there. He added the text like I did. So it's like, what are you selling? What are you like? Oh, you think that it's a good idea now? It's all experimenting, but if you're expecting to do the LinkedIn profile makeover and if you're expecting it to do work for you and to get you massive growth and massive leads, no, they happen in engagement. You need to engage with people. You need to talk to people, meet with people, do a lot of one-on-ones. But the profile and the nice design, whatever, what I consider nice design and what I consider, it's very personal and it's sort of just making you more approachable and clear. So again, sending a clear message, and so that the people get the idea. And I wanted to compare this with food. I didn't find two good pictures. I could look at you know this perfect example of these profiles is food. What like let's say you let's work with desserts, uh, or even I guess you watch all these Gordon Ramsay cooking shows and stuff, and you go to a restaurant, they'll some restaurants will just cook up a let's say a salmon and potatoes. Just throw it in a plate. You have the salmon, you have the potatoes. It's all good, good meal. You eat. But then you go to a five-star restaurant, and they give you salmon and potatoes, but they garnish it up. They carve out different shapes. They do little garnishing on top. They spin the onions and stuff, and then you look at the whole plate, and it's kind of like it's a whole different salmon. It tastes the same probably, but it doesn't because we are visual creatures. We eat visually. The visual aspect of eating, and I should know a little bit about it because I love to eat, but the visual aspect is, and I did a whole Instagram on that. The visual aspect of eating is is just as important as the taste buds. And if you prep yourself for a good meal with a visual, like you have a cheesecake, let's say, and you put a one strawberry and then one blueberry, and then you put something in the center of it, and then you have that. You do a little nice little shape with the whipped cream on it, and you put small little balls of ice cream around it, and you just do strategically. You drip some syrup on it, you know, and put a little leaf of mint. It's a whole different story than if you just get a slice of cheesecake at Walmart in a plastic box. I mean, cheesecake is probably the same, but or very close to it. There's differences in that too. But cheesecake in a box and a cheesecake on a porcelain plate platter with all the garnishings and, like I said, blueberries, strawberries, syrup, and mint leaf, and lots of whipped cream and ice cream around it and stuff. It's a whole different story, and that's what the LinkedIn profile makeover is. I mean, I was, maybe it's good because on a podcast is going to be a lot more interesting than it would be if I showed you the pictures of a poorly designed cheesecake and a well-designed cheesecake. But yeah, that's what it is. This is, if you're expecting, oh well, I'm going to pay somebody to do my profile and I'm going to get a lot of business. No, that is not going to happen. But what you will get is that nice platter of cheesecake with strawberries and stuff, and then what you do with it afterwards is up to you. It's your own decision, but also is we will sit down together and we'll come up with a strategy of how to sell that. Once you create that beautiful, you know, salmon with potatoes and roasted garlic potatoes, and with a little lemongrass garnishing and stuff, it's a lot easier to sell than, again, salmon in a plastic box. So that's what that is. I mean, that's what it comes down to, and is how you present yourself. And you know, give me your business or your money or your life, or just, hey, listen, I'm here. Let's do business. Like, come on. Yeah. So that's the difference. That's the difference. That's the makeover. I'm not sure if I want to spend like a whole hour on all of this because just be repeating. Unless there are some questions that anybody that was listening or is listening still watching wants to see, then we'll be good. I can answer them or ask questions in the comments, and I'll get back to them. I'll answer them even later on. So if you're watching this, it was a bunch of people watching live. But if you're not watching it live, if you're watching a rerun, feel free to leave a comment. And yeah, let's talk. Let's see what they can do for you. I mean, it's open for business. So, and it's open for discussion. I'm always happy to have a discussion. By the way, I just did have a 10 o'clock meeting. That's why I started a few minutes late, because at a 10 o'clock meeting, 10:30, now I'm just going to run out and have some good lunch. I don't know. I'll see what I have. But yeah, so hopefully this was enough. I mean, it's 45 minutes to, well, 40 minutes. 40 minutes is good enough. It's an intro to my profile makeovers, and I would love to meet with you face to face. Let's, if you're really interested, if you're not still sure, give you some pointers for free. But follow my LinkedIn, and I do it all the time. I give people advice all the time for free. That's after all, that's my messaging on the social media. Sojourn is about uh, just want to be helpful to people. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Hope I clarified what a LinkedIn profile makeover is. Could also watch the video that I did a couple of weeks ago with Paul, how I operate. I did the whole session live. Actually, we had to split into two because we had some issues in the first part just to get to the proper messaging. And after that, because once you have the banner, you just sort of like roll it out from that, and then you focus all the rest of the stuff on there. So, but to get the messaging is the hardest part. Once you get the right message, one or two, three phrases, catchphrases, then just sort of it's kind of like writing a book. The worst thing is to write the first sentence. Then all of a sudden, when you start writing, it's kind of like, wait, now it's coming to me automatically. But it's like always the first 5, 6 words or sentence or few sentences, and then you get the idea, you roll it out. So thank you for your time on Friday, and yeah, hopefully talk soon again. Follow me, watch me,